Hey everybody, I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Happy fall to you guys. It's Libra season. Hello to all my Libras out there. I'm a Scorpio myself, but hey to all my Libras. And, I've just been busy. My daughter's going to homecoming tomorrow. And there's a new baby around. So she's been taking up all of our time, all of my attention. But I wanted to get back to a video because I was watching State of the Culture the other day. And it's just something I wanted to discuss a little bit with you guys and something I've been reflecting on since I have watched the episode. Now, State of the Culture is back in its second season, and they have a new co-host, Ebony K. Williams. Now, Ebony K. Williams is no amateur here when it comes to speaking on camera. She is an educated lawyer by trade. She was also a commentator on Fox News. Okay, so she has an extensive background. And I think Remy has met her match. All right. The last co-host, Deani, I know her and Remy used to butt heads a lot. And I kind of miss her in a sense because even though I found her whiny, I still kind of miss that energy that she has. But I do like Ebony K. Williams in that spot. I think she brings some real logic and objectivity to the conversation. And, but I don't know how long this is going to last, to be honest with you, because the way her and Remy go back and forth, although I think it's spirited, I think Remy is definitely annoyed with her and annoyed with her presence. That's just me. That's the vibe I'm getting. So anyway, yesterday, I saw this clip trending of Remy Ma talking about the case of Antonio Brown. And the reason why it was trending is because of some statements that she made regarding the whole thing. Okay, and I don't want to try to explain it to you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio of it so that you can hear it for yourself. And what she said got her dragged yesterday. But I'm not going to keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and play it for you guys, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go ahead and take a listen.
I hate when we talk about these topics because I always seem like the female basher, the victim blamer.
You?
Yes, me.
No.
Could you believe it? I'm always on the guy's side.
How could they assume? I've never heard that.
I've not been married for 11 years and had a son. Like, this is crazy. But this shit sounds crazy to me. Every time we hear about it, it's never like it happened this morning. It happened yesterday. It happened over the weekend. Hey, this just in. It's always just 7 years ago. This and this happened. Like, I don't understand. And then it always happens when other things are going on. Like, there's always another agenda.
Right.
Oh, we can't get him out of here this way. Let's go find some of the slutbag whores.
I happened to just lean back at that time, but it worked. But
This person has dealt with and see who we can, pull in to say X, Y, Z. Like, and I say that because it never seems like somebody that they were in a relationship with or somebody. There's always some reason. And then once one comes, then there's another one who's like, oh wait, you asking for $2 million? Maybe I can say something. Like, it's to the point that...
Can I play devil's advocate?
You can always play devil's advocate. But let me just finish that. Like, we have a doctor. On top of the rape allegations, he's getting sued by a doctor who said that during a checkup, he farted in his face. So he needs $11,500.
That part is funny to me.
But it's all about money. Because one of the accusers with AB is asking for $2 million. If you... raped
that
me.
Must be the second accuser, right?
Yeah. If you raped me, and this is what I say in all the rape, like, or people be like, oh, they paid money to get the case thrown out, and it was fine. If you rape my sister, my daughter, my anything, I don't want your money. I tell you all the time, like, I want you, like, castrated. I want to Loretta Bob at your ass. Like, I want, like, the things that I want done, like, are crimes. Worst case scenario, I want something to happen to you, like to where, you're removed from being able to do this to someone else. Mm-hmm. When you come to me with a number, say, hey, give me $2 million and I'll go away. Now, to me, that's like, You're being paid.
But could that be compensation though? Just to kind of think about it from another way, because I hear that a lot, Remy. I hear a lot of people that are like, well, if it was rape, well, first of all, why are you not in criminal court? Why are you not going to the police, taking out and it being, is he not arrested? Like, you go the criminal route. This first accuser went a civil route. She filed a lawsuit. She's asking for money. But some people feel like that's the compensation that they want.
That's called prostitution.
I don't think so. No,
prostitution.
That's not true.
If something happens to you sexually and you want money for it,
but what about that trauma?
Then my focus is not on the trauma now.
Yeah.
It's on what you're looking for as a result of said trauma.
So you don't think it's a possible scenario, Joe, that somebody is traumatized? And again, I'm not saying I believe this woman or I don't. I'm just saying general. I'm traumatized. I have medical bills. I have therapy bills. I have maybe I had to be out of work for 6 months. Just to paint this picture. So $2 million could go a long way towards putting my life back on track. Is that possible?
Of course it's possible, because anything is possible.
If you made $2 million in your life, if that was your bill, like, you'd probably never seen $2 million in your life. Does it make a difference if it's a famous accuser?
Yes.
It makes a difference on how much money you make and how much money you ask. It makes a difference, period. Money, I don't care if you make $100 million, you saying, hey, I have this bill, that, and it's like, my thing is just this. It seems like in a lot of these alleged sexual assault cases, the women are asking for money, hey, give me some money and I'll feel better. To me, in any exchange where sexual acts are being compensated with money, like, that's prostitution. I'm sorry.
Not necessarily.
I'm sorry.
No, Remy.
That's a gross simplification.
You have to agree to the sex for
Really?
it to be prostitution.
Yes, correct.
Because in one instance, they're like, it was so horrible, and he did this to me, he did that to me. But give me $2 million, and I'll go sit over here and I won't tell anybody what happened.
It might make me feel better.
Yeah, that could.
Really?
Yeah, I can go to therapy now. I can get back pay for the work I missed.
You can buy a Louis bag. You can buy Hermes.
That Louis bag might make me feel better. You might be right, sis.
That might be part of the therapeutic plan.
And
you said it's not. Retail therapy is real.
No, I just said it.
Okay, I wanted to stop that because what Remy is getting dragged for was the prostitution part of it. She said, well, if you are paid for somebody allegedly raping you or raping you, the compensation is just like being a prostitute. And she was dragged for that. And when I kept watching, I'm like, whoa, Remy, whoa, what are you saying? Well, there are some things. Now, listen, I had to stop and listen a couple of times to this because while I think she was way off base with the prostitution, in my opinion, it wasn't like I haven't had similar thoughts to Remy before when it comes to how sometimes some women go strictly for the compensation of it. Like, again, they're actually talking about the Antonio Brown case. So I don't know if you missed that, but that's who they're technically talking about. Okay, that's who the topic is about. And how this particular victim wants to be compensated. And she did not take a criminal route. She took a civil route. Now, as I looked into it, I believe the second case, the statute of limitations had basically run out on her, which is why she can only take the civil route as opposed to the criminal route. And when I first talked about Antonio Brown, listen, I was very plainly clear about how I felt, about how sometimes I get a little, it seems a little suspect to me when some women only take I want the money, as opposed to if this man is a rapist, let's get him off the street. Now, I was riding with Remy for a minute when she was like, I would want a rapist just done away with. That's how I feel. I still feel that way. I feel like if somebody is raping someone, if it was a regular guy on the street and he raped a woman, he pulled her into the alley, you want that dude locked away forever, never to hurt another person again. But when he has money, sometimes it does seem that the civil route is taken. Now, I had to reflect on what I was saying, and I had to think about what I heard from Ebony K. Williams, and I had to stop and think to myself, I think she has a point. If a woman, is a victim of sexual assault, the compensation has to be looked at differently. And I had to think about it the way she was talking about it. If a woman is sexually assaulted, if she is raped, she's probably more than likely, she's suffering from mental anguish, physical anguish of it all. And she will probably not be able to, she's probably afraid to go outside. The loss of just being able to live a normal life, going to work every day. She has bills to pay, therapy. There's all kinds of ramifications and all kinds of things that come along with that assault. And it doesn't end at, oh, well, she was assaulted, he's put in jail. That's the end of it. She still has to put her life together. And so I did have to look at it from that angle and say, maybe I was too narrow in my thinking, much like Remy is doing right now. Too narrow in my thinking about it, that it just ends at getting justice where he's put in jail. Now, I still, again, believe that a man who assaults a woman in that way, not he touched a titty. Because, there are women out here that are literally asking for $20 million because he touched her on the ass. That to me is different. But if you violate a woman sexually, she didn't ask for it and you rape her, there is more than just the criminal, like, I want him put away, even though I still think that should be the first route. But the way the justice system is works, if a woman is coming out and saying a year later that this man assaulted her, any kind of physical evidence that may go along with that, that offense is gone, right? If a woman is not going immediately to the police where they can do a rape kit, which I'm sure is very intrusive, very humiliating, the evidence is gone. So it's probably very difficult to prove a rape in the court of law, which is why a lawyer probably will more than likely say, listen, this is the statute of limitations on this. So these are our options, which is why maybe some women do go the civil route as opposed to the criminal route. Now, that's just me thinking this through, because again, I wasn't as far as Remy. Now, I've never thought for once the way she was talking about prostitution, Remy, that sounds stupid. You sound ridiculous. But then I had to think about maybe I sounded ridiculous too, and how I may have wanted to just paint this broad stroke over all women who say, well, this happened to me, I want $2 million. Now, the Antonio Brown thing is interesting because even though I still do think that it's suspect that somebody will keep going back to a man that assaulted you. I still think that's suspect, and I stand by that. I said what I said. That doesn't mean that nothing happened to that woman. The way he's acting and the way he has acted after the fact makes me think, he did do something to that woman. Now, what she did after the fact still is suspect to me. All right, if a man assaulted me, I'm not going to keep going back to him. That's just me. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. That doesn't mean he didn't do it. Okay? That doesn't mean that he's innocent. I don't want to see any man or woman railroaded by somebody that's making allegations on them. I always think allegations should be investigated thoroughly. And if it is found that it's happened, me personally, I think that they need to stretch this statute of limitations. And, because somebody that's out here assaulting people, I think should see their day in court. They should see their day in court. If you are out here assaulting people, you shouldn't get a chance to do it again. And that's why I wish that the society was set up that women felt more comfortable to be able to come out and say, listen, this is what happened to me. But it's not set up that way. And so I had to honestly stop and rethink my stance on it after listening to Remy. And I heard her and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope that's not how I sounded. But if I have sounded that way, I had to stop and say, I apologize if I've ever sounded that way. Now, I've never gone as far as to say what she said about the whole prostitution, but I have had those thoughts about what the agenda is and why people go for the money. But then listening to Ebony K. Williams, I had to stop and say, you know what? Rape doesn't end at this man is going off to jail. Now, what about my life? I have to pick up the pieces. I need therapy for what he did to me. I can't go to work and walk down the street because I'm afraid because of what happened to me. I'm losing my house because I can't go to work. So I do understand that for compensation is needed for pain and suffering. And there is pain and suffering if you are assaulted like that. I absolutely believe that. And I'm glad that I was able to watch it in its entirety. And I am glad that Ebony K. Williams is on this couch now to bring a balance. You know, a lot of people do look at Remy as a pick-me type of female. Like, you know, she wants to always side with men. And there's a lot that happened in this episode, which I would love to talk about with the whole Tekashi thing and stuff like that. But this is what stood out to me the most in this episode is the conversation that they had about Antonio Brown and how it made me reflect on the things that I've thought for a really long time and how maybe I needed to stretch my way of thinking and think about it differently. And I'm glad that I watched it. I am. So anyway, I just wanted to leave you guys with that this morning. Go ahead, like and subscribe, and have a great Friday. And I will definitely see you guys on the next video. After homecoming, after all this homecoming and stuff is over, I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful Friday, guys, and take care.